So I wasn't originally going to post a video of what we brought to Mexico because it felt very like common sense and boring, except that the last 2 weeks I have been finding myself researching over and over again what to bring. What do I need to bring? What are things that people regretted not taking with them? What are things that they couldn't find in Mexico or that they needed really quickly, etc., etc., etc. Like I found myself watching so many videos and I just felt like none of them said exactly why they needed or did not need to bring certain items. And so I just thought I would let you know what I decided to bring and kind of the reason behind why I brought what I brought. My number one goal though, honestly, my initial goal was to bring 0 checked bags. That is not how it's working out. So I'm definitely bringing 2 checked bags plus our maximum for personal items. So bringing more than I thought I would. But again, I'm bringing more because I was looking all through YouTube on what to bring, and every time it seemed to want me to bring more and more and more and more. Plus we have Christmas, plus we have a kid and a dog. Like, it's hard to travel light when you've got a kid and a dog. And I'm gonna be gone for 6 months at least, if not longer. So anyway, but for now, this is what I brought with us to Mexico, and I hope that you find it useful. Okay, so the first carry-on on the right-hand side, I went ahead and put my electronics. The bag has like hard drives and just miscellaneous electronic items, my blow dryer, my tripod, and my cable for my laptop. Then I've got my blue jeans and I've got my cup that my mom gave me, added Alex's pants. So we just have 2 long pants each here. Then on the left-hand side is all of my underwear and clothes, a little bit of Alex's socks. Then I added my Wi-Fi router, which everyone is saying is a mandatory thing to have. Lots of Wi-Fi in Merida, however, apparently doesn't mean that the signal is necessarily good. And then I added just the little knickknacks like my reading glasses, some gum, small items that go behind that mesh so it doesn't fall out. Then I added just some of Alex's clothes on top and zipped it up. Zip up the right side and we're done with this guy. Okay, so my large checked bag, I went ahead and dealt with Christmas basically on this guy. So underneath all that, unfortunately I forgot to take a pic, but it's his Christmas presents. They are not wrapped, which I am going to try to remember to wrap them up before we actually leave. So I don't have to worry about it when we get there. But somebody told me that it's hard to find good carving knives or chef knives, so I brought one along. I made sure it was still in its package so I wouldn't have to deal with anyone worrying that I was intending to hurt people. And then of course I've just got miscellaneous small items like, a way to shave my legs, way to wash my face, and then a Christmas present for myself because yeah, that's what moms do. We wrap Christmas presents for ourselves. Then I covered that all up with some workbooks that we have. On the right hand side, I've got all my liquid items, my liquid collagen, my stuff for coffee and creamer, all that stuff that I must have. That bright green bag is actually a way for me to do laundry. And then of course, more items like my probiotics and coffee items. Then we added Alex's pull-ups and a dog collar. That was it. All right, this is where I keep Alex's laptop. So his headset goes there. And then of course the actual laptop itself makes it really easy to keep everything simple like this. This one is mine, has a little more stuff in it. Very back has my tax return, as well as all the paperwork I think I'll need to file my taxes. Then I've got my proof that Alex is mine paperwork. Left-hand side is proof that the dog is mine. Random notepads, because you always need something to write on. My journal, where I write down everywhere I've stayed and miscellaneous stuff. And of course, my laptop. And there you have it. All right, so this is my carry-on. I'm gonna put my laptops in there. There's Alex's. And my wallets, like my checkbooks and stuff I don't use very often, go in the very bottom. Am I the only one that has like a bag full of miscellaneous electronics? Like, I should keep this neat. It's sometimes very irritating, but nonetheless, gotta have all of my cables in one spot. Otherwise, I will lose them. So that goes there. Then I got my HBA products. Has to fit in that tiny little bag, which is annoying. Stick that in. This is one of those little fanny packs, so it's going to have all of my stuff that I want to easily be able to grab, like passports, keys, all that kind of stuff. Goes in here, as well as like gum, because gum is mandatory. And of course I want more gum, so that goes in the backpack. Something for the dog to chew on. And every woman needs pixie cups because life. Of course my Q-tips. Getting old, so I need my glasses. That goes in the side pocket. I don't put anything else in there. I also have, of course, a charger for the phones. I actually have several of these, and this is just my solar one. Cable for the laptop, iPad, scale for the luggage. Keep that protected so I can pull it out if I need to. Double bowls for the dog. Single one because sometimes I just want to give him water. It's annoying to have the double. All of his heartworm type meds. Obviously deodorant. If you've ever traveled, I don't know, we get more stinky when we travel. Headsets. If Mexico is anything like Italy, they want to be loud. So I absolutely have 2 headsets, one for me, one for Alex, because too loud. The world is loud. Of course, book on Mexico. Gotta have the dictionary. I also have it, a translator on my phone. Gotta have makeup, handkerchiefs, small earplugs. My favorite shawl, I got it from Bahrain. You can use this as a pillow and of course to cover up if you get cold. Especially again, traveling with a kid, you never know what he's gonna need. Checked bag number 2. So I've got my rain boots and sneakers for both of us, as well as Alex's flip-flops, some vitamins and like wipes for the dog's ears, etc. Little things that aren't a high priority, but I want to have it just in case. I also have a laundry bag in there. In the middle is a purse for the dog to fit in. Yep, I'm one of those. So the rest of Alex's homework that we don't want to carry, and rain jackets for the 2 of us, and a couple of bags. Because you always need bags. And who doesn't just shove everything else on top? Like, that's what I do. Random. So my 2 checked bags with my 2 carry-ons and the dog. I look like I'm in 2 different rooms. Anyway, there are a lot of things that I will not have in Mexico because I'm not bringing it, that I'm going to probably have to purchase. So I've brought the knife, right? The cooking knife, but I am told that I will have all the other things in the Airbnb that we're going to. But I'm perfectly prepared if something happens and they don't have all the things that I want, that we're gonna go shopping and we're gonna buy it. I didn't bring any towels. I plan on either having it at the Airbnb or just going and buying it. I didn't bring a lot of clothes for Alex. I focused on pants, shorts, and underwear, but not so much tops because I just figure he's a kid. I'll be able to find a lot of tops in Mexico without having to worry about things. I didn't bring full-size shampoos. I didn't bring, just all the things. I was told basically that anything that is imported to Mexico might cost a lot, specifically electronics. So I wanted to make sure that I had all the electronics that I normally use so that I would have those things and not have to repurchase, especially if it's more expensive in Mexico than the US. It behooved me to get it while I was here. But a lot of the other items, a lot of the textiles, a lot of the foods, of course, are just cheaper in Mexico. So I was also told that it might be difficult to get a chef's knife, which you saw that I brought. I was told that spices might also be difficult, and that's something just everywhere. It's like saying in the US, you're probably not going to find very many authentic cuisine from other countries, right? Our Mexican is not real Mexican. Our Japanese is not real Japanese, etc., etc. So I should expect that type of thing to happen in Mexico. When I was in Italy, a Chinese restaurant in Italy tasted nothing like the Chinese restaurants in the US, and I'm willing to bet it tastes nothing like the Chinese restaurants in China. So that's one of the things that you just have to kind of live with. Because I didn't want to carry too much, I decided we're just going to deal with whatever spices they have in Mexico, and if it costs a lot more, then it costs a lot more. It's just a matter of making the decision, is it worth it to buy spices or seasonings that are expensive because I just miss it so much, or live without it? So let me know in the comments below if you feel like I missed an entire category of items. And I'll let you know, because by the time I get the comments, I should at least be in Mexico, so I can tell you whether I miss it or I don't miss it, or if I just haven't gotten to the point where I would miss it. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like this is exactly what I need. I'm feeling pretty confident. But I did make a list of things that I want kind of immediately when I get to Mexico, such as towels and such. So I've got a list of what to check, make sure the Airbnb either has what I want or just I'm willing to go to the store and get them.